Charles, yard move question. What's up?
Yeah, a little bit of a mea culpa here. I was leaving the yard. I was on full yard move the other day, and when I get to the blacktop, I move it into drive mode. And to switch modes, I got to stop the truck, And there's always about a 10-second delay between stopping the truck and be able to change modes. So I was leaving the yard, and I was actually hands on the button to switch it out of yard move and put it into drive mode. And the dispatcher called me that second and says, "Turn around and go back in the yard and go get this other trailer." Well, what I did is I moved out on the blacktop, went to a neighboring heavy equipment business, did a U-turn there, and then it was about a quarter mile on the blacktop of the public highway and back into the yard. And the reason I did is I didn't want to futz around with taking 20 seconds to input the change in the ELD. So I left in yard mode the whole time. So yeah, I was driving on the blacktop, I guess you could say illegally. For that minuscule time. How would I ever get caught on this? If is my question. Would some trooper have to have the wherewithal, number one, find me, stop me, and start sucking the GPS data out of my ELD to actually see that I made this little incursion? Are they going to do that? That's my question.
Well, the only time they would dig that deep, honestly, is if you got in a crash and you killed somebody, right? And your GPS with your ELD is so accurate with pings that it gives a breadcrumb trail and clearly shows you left the yard and came back. The ELD itself doesn't necessarily have to track real-time movement. Here's what an ELD is required to do. It's required to give the location for each change of duty status. Every time you go from off-duty to sleeper to driving to on-duty, which would be yard move, it's supposed to put your location. Then it's required to ping every hour. However, some ELDs will actually ping continuous and show your breadcrumb trail leaving that yard, going next door and coming back with that duty status. And under discovery, if an attorney asks for it, they can write you up for that. An officer at roadside, likely no. And this is why. The ELD data file that transfers to the officer does not have the breadcrumb trail that Motive has on the back office end. But what you have to realize, there's a difference in what law enforcement will find versus what an attorney will find.